Hello and welcome, everyone. This is a conversation between Karen and me. My dear friend Karen is here, and we are excited to talk to you because we're going to be doing an interesting workshop that's coming up very, very shortly. But before we get to that, Karen, would you be willing to say a bit about you? I want to wax lyrical, but I think it's safer when you say a bit about yourself, and then I can chime in.
Sure, Manasi. So, as you can see, my name is Karen Starz. I'm a trainer for nonviolent communication or compassionate communication, and I live in New Mexico in the United States. It's one of the southwestern states in the desert, high desert. I really love it. I'm looking out at sunflowers right now. It's very beautiful. I work in this forum internationally with people, and also locally in the schools, and pre-COVID with our local pueblos, which are the Native American lands. And hopefully we'll get back to that sometime soon.
I'm excited, but thank you for sharing that. In your own words, brings me a lot of warmth because I've known you for a while, because you've been supporting our work for a really long time now, and you've been supporting me more one-on-one recently, and it's been a genuine delight and pleasure to be, to be your friend, and I'm really happy about that.
I'm excited about it. It actually came up at Hold a Practice group every week, and a certification candidate came and asked this question about warmth and intimacy, and then my mind started going, and that week I had a conversation with you, and we got excited about not only, what does it mean in our work, what does it mean in relationship, what does intimacy even mean as a definition for myself, does it change? So this is a body of work that could go on, and we thought, well, let's bring together some of the things that are important to us. So don't have a straight definition of warmth or intimacy, and I've been exploring that, meeting my need for exploration, discovery, and play through my podcasts, through writing, and conversations with friends like you.
I'm excited about this because it came from an organic exploration between us. We wanted to do something together. And then somehow the topics that we were getting excited about were love, intimacy, warmth, which of course are rather exciting topics to begin with. And then there was this question of, if we want to do something together, then how do we do it across different time zones? So that's why the structure of this program is as inclusive as possible, with a little bit of stretching on both ends of the time zone. Hopefully many people can come.
I envision for this weekend is, if people are able to come to both time slots, great. And what we're trying to do is bridge, the gaps of time that we have, which is about 8.5 or 9.5 hours. And so we're offering times that may seem unfeasible for one part of the hemisphere and then unfeasible for the other, and vice versa. And hey, if you want to stay up all night or get up early, come to both. The weekend of the 24th, 25th, I imagine first we see who shows up.
Yes.
And then we play. And, it's not just a completely looseness to it, but I would like to hear, what is alive for people when they hear these words.
Yeah.
And hopefully there'll be for people from different cultures and different backgrounds and different experiences, as children growing up. And so we can hear, we can start creating this tapestry of the weekend together.
Yeah.
And then I imagine we will have some practices that we can do to expand our edges and dive a little deeper.
Exactly. Yeah, I enjoy that tapestry of this weekend that we weave together. I really like that. And there is this, I think we have a few ideas about, not just ideas, but we've both done work around love and intimacy, and we're looking at weaving together what we both offer, which for me does feel like playing because it's very easy for me to connect with you and to find pockets of silliness as well as seriousness, and it's joyful. And I like this, I think we're holding it in a way that we can hopefully meet people where they are with the questions that you have and the curiosity that might come up. And honestly, I'm really waiting for somebody in the participant group to say, hey, what intimacy and what about sex? And I'm really looking forward to seeing how we can deal with that together. Because how do you talk about intimacy without sex? So let's just put that on the table. I mean, as a possible conversation that we could have together.
Yeah. I'm completely open to that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything ranging from sexual contact to intimacy with the divine, it's all game for exploration.
Yeah. I want to say that I noticed my cultural edge showed up the moment I said it. I think I said it because I have a little shyness around the talking about sexual contact with a whole bunch of people. And that's why we do it together, because then you can hold some of the I'm hoping that doing this together also supports me to start talking about things that I'm very happy to actually talk about once I've relaxed. Yeah.
We can draw courage from each other and our strength from each other. Yeah.
And flow with each other and play with each other, which kind of sounds like warmth and intimacy. Go figure.
Yeah. So an electronic puppy pile of sorts, and and we invite people to come, even if that's not their cup of tea, but just to be part of the conversation. The more voices, the more interesting to me. And we'll be using our empathy skills and empathy and our empathic presence, because I'm sure that some tender moments will happen. And it doesn't require, if you're a beginner in NVC, and even in the OFNR, observations, feeling, needs, requests, if you feel uncomfortable navigating that, we'll be there, and then other people who can help hear those words and bring them out, not in a way of right or wrong or judgment, but in a way of supporting the conversation.
Yeah. So what I'm getting, Karen, is that our learning edges, our discomfort, our conditioning, our thoughts and our fears, our questions, the things that are not resolved are as welcome as the bubbly excitement or warmth or flowing and tapestry weaving. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what comes up for you, we'd love to have you.
I'm reminded of something that Marshall Rosenberg wrote about in his chapter on the power of empathy in the book Nonviolent Communication, Language of Life. At the very end of the chapter, he says, as listeners, we don't need insights into psychological dynamics or training in psychotherapy. What is essential is our ability to be present to what's really going on within, to the unique feelings and needs a person is experiencing in that very moment. And this is what I hope that we live during the workshop. It's not about therapizing. It's not about, diagnosing or even labeling the person or following, who they are. It's about the moment and listening deeply with our whole being.